Alright, so I have been sick lately and still kind of dealing with it, so pardon the fact that I've been away from reviews longer than I've wanted to be, but finally I have a review of a game that is not a re-release or a game that was in early access last year. It is time for a review of the new Sony PlayStation 5 video game, Ghost of Yōtei. This is the long-awaited follow-up to one of 2020's most popular and successful and critically acclaimed games, Ghost of Tsushima, the work of Sucker Punch Productions, a developer I have been a huge fan of ever since I was a little kid playing Sly Cooper on my PlayStation 2. And while I didn't go head over heels for Ghost of Tsushima like everyone else did, it wasn't like my game of the year or anything like that, I did find it to be a very good and entertaining game, and I was happy to see that it became Sucker Punch's highest selling title, even if the Sly Cooper fan in me cried a little bit. So it didn't surprise me to see Sony turning this into a franchise. I mean, they had the PS5 re-release with the Iki Island expansion, they've got a movie coming out, they've got an anime based on the Legends multiplayer mode, and now this sequel over here. So I was excited for the sequel because I enjoyed the first game and I thought there was some solid room for improvement, and after rolling credits on this new game over here, I like it, but I don't think I love it as much as everyone else does. I feel like the big thing for me personally is that in comparison to a lot of Sony sequels lately, this one really has the feeling of going through the motions. Like in this current era of Sony over-the-shoulder third-person emotional movie-like games, I still didn't think games like Last of Us 2 or Horizon Forbidden West or Spider-Man 2 felt like I was just doing the same thing again. But here, I mean, yes, there are some changes and maybe some improvements, but I definitely get the vibe that I've done this all before. And I was a little disappointed because I was hearing before the game came out that they were going to improve the open world, which I was excited about because the open world was something I wasn't as crazy about in the first game. But here, I mean, it still looks beautiful, but I can't say the open world was that much more interesting to me this time around. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot to like about the game. The combat is still as fantastic as ever, and I could tell there was a clear amount of heart and effort and love put into the writing and the world design and the visuals, especially the visuals. But for a company like Sucker Punch, who I feel like has always taken risks and never been afraid to change things up, this feels like probably the safest thing that they've put out up to this point. And while it's certainly a quality title and one I can definitely recommend if you absolutely adored the first one, as a full price $70 game, I wouldn't blame anyone for choosing to wait until a price drop on this one. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, I would probably give it like a 7 out of 10. A solid game that I enjoyed my time with, but one that I was hoping to enjoy more than the first one. But it is a well-crafted game, and I feel like a lot of people won't have the same issues with it that I had. Plus, if you absolutely adored the first game, this will give you more of what you loved about that game. So ultimately, I can still recommend it. Give it a go.